It's good morning, Bernadette Joy, joining me from the US. Well, it's good
Yeah,
morning for me, isn't it? It's good afternoon for you. Congratulations on your new book, Crush Your Money Goals. Thanks for
thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to chat with you. I'm hoping to visit Australia later this year. And
Oh.
so when your message came through, I was like, oh, this is such a great opportunity to have a round the world conversation.
Yeah, and look, that's what we love doing. We love talking to authors all around the world and sharing your book. And yeah, look, come to Australia. It's a long plane ride, Bernadette, but I think I should say it's worth it.
I've heard it's definitely worth it. And after this book tour, I'm planning to take a bit of an extended break, so I'll be able to hang out a little bit longer than just a couple of days.
Good on you. And Bernadette, congratulations. Like I said, your book, Crush Your Money Goals. This is a book about smart money habits.
Mhm.
It's fair to say the book gives a lot of information on lasting change in this space. So
Mhm.
I'm going to hand over to you. What do we need to know about your new book?
Sure. So, uh, I will say that this book was pretty much 10 years in the writing. And I was very fortunate that I was able to partner with a traditional publisher on this who initially came to me to write a book about money habits. But I wanted to write one that was going to both be updated for the modern time in 2025, but also something that could be on your yellow shelf for years to come. And so I'm really proud of the book in that I think it's a book that you will find in real time. And some of the feedback I've gotten already is that folks feel like, okay, this isn't like the normal things that I would have expected to hear in a personal finance book. And it feels like it is practical things I can do today versus just knowing things. I think I can actually do things in this book. And my goal was that, even 10 or 20 years from now, you would still pick up this book and feel like it hasn't aged much. So it was a hard balance on that. And one of my favorite things about writing this book, if you decide to pick it up, was that it's not only based off of my own experience. I'm a first generation Filipino American. And my husband and I paid off $300,000 of debt in USD and built our first $1 million of net worth. But there are tons and tons of other case studies of real life people from all around the world who were gracious enough to share their examples of how they've implemented these habits. So it's not just my story, but the story of many other people that I'm really glad are highlighted.
Yeah, and look, Bernadette, for many of us, money can be a prickly topic. It's uncomfortable, and there's a lot of psychology behind money. And our money habits are instilled and ingrained into us, often from our childhood experiences, aren't they? So tell us what
Mhm.
inspired you to write the book, and I'd love you to share anything about your background that, or your career journey that you could with us.
Yes. So the 5 steps of crush, they spell out an acronym, and you hit that on the head that a lot of us have these narratives of how money, I like how you said prickly, money can feel very prickly. And I have felt and continue to feel that money feels prickly, even though I have, done pretty decently with my finances so far. And I'm the eighth of my father's 9 kids. There was a consistent messaging that we don't have money, even though my father actually made okay money. Um, and where the acronym comes into play to your question is the H in Crush stands for Heal Your Money Wounds. And where I feel that this is a book that is different from what you might read in traditional personal finance is that we talk about not just the things that you need to know, but the behavioral approaches you might take to personal finance that can counteract or acknowledge some of the kind of challenges that you might have had with money in the past. So, as a prime example, I run a what you see in the book is called the Crush Boot Camp, and I run that every Sunday morning. And it's real people who all come together for an hour every Sunday where we talk about what we're working on in our finances. And a prime example that came up recently was a new client of mine said that, even though it's been 20 something years since the financial crisis, that he still feels worried about putting money into the stock market or putting money into retirement because the last time he did that, his money just like kind of disappeared overnight. And what we talked about in the group that day was that that's a money wound that a lot of people don't acknowledge like that's something if you experience a layoff, if you experience a loss in investments, if you experience your parents just telling you you don't have enough money growing up, those are all things that affect your money choices. And so the book hopefully gives you some practical tips on how to overcome those.
Yeah. And you just mentioned, you're a sought after speaker, you run programs and workshops, and you also have a coaching service. Bernadette, if we're curious about the book and or we're curious about you, I know there's loads of ways to get in contact with you, but I'll put this in the show notes. How do we connect with you in the book?
Well, thank you for that. Everything you can find is at crushyourmoneygoals.com, so the same name as the book. I would love for you to pick a physical copy of the book, but we also have the audiobook available if you can't grab the physical copy. And I'm highly encouraging people to stay in touch with me. If you go to crushyourmoneygoals.com/free guide, I also created a guide that can go alongside the book where you can, if you like to check things off a list, like this is a great other guide for you, and you'll be subscribed to my weekly newsletter as well, where I share regular weekly tips, other videos, all free for you. And if you decide that you want to work with me in particular, in that newsletter, you'll get notified about different coaching opportunities or events. I am traveling to different locations, so you might never know. I might be in your city.
Oh, I hope so. Look, thank you so much for joining us, Bernadette. Great, perfect. I mean, it's always perfect timing to be focused on your money goals, not just at the beginning of the year. So I think that's one of the main reasons I wanted to have you on, because the truth is, yeah, money does make the world go round, and if we do the best we can with it, and you know, put it front and center in our lives, yeah, it can sure make for a journey in life, with one less worry.
That's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
my hope is for those that read this that when they finish reading the book that they feel a little bit more not just confident but capable of the habits that they can put into place that would actually move your financial future forward.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, Bernadette. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.